I'm going to be sharing the YouTube link. Make sure you go over there and tell me hello, hello, hello. I'm live in the studio. Oh, I got that. On your way to get. Ain't no stopping music. I got something for you too. This is Miss Kane, and you're listening to the Lady Blue Radio Show live on WMSKOnlineradio.com. Talk radio, just not better. All right, y'all, we are about to get into it, and welcome in the Lady Blue Radio Show. So let's get ready. If y'all are ready, let's go. Let's go, let's go. Come on, you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? 5, come on, 4, 3, here we go, 2, 1, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, hey, good morning, good morning, let's go. Y'all ready? Here we go. Hey, y'all tuned into Lady Blue 4. I am about to do something new, something true. You was always hoping what you planned. I woke up this morning feeling like I want to dance. New day, new blessings. Live, learn lessons. Answers, questions. No weapons formed against me shall prosper. Been through the fire, I'm a survivor. Satan even tried us, he didn't prosper. So much going on in the world, it won't stop us. Oh, we got faith. All my prayer warriors pray. Hey, this is what I gotta say. Lady Blue Radio Show is how you start your day. Hey, this is what I gotta say. Lady Blue Radio Show is how you start your day. Good morning. Woo! The one good rap I can do, right? Yeah. You have been forgiven. And then the voice said, weeping may endure for a night, but hey, but joy comes in the morning. That's right. Good morning. Oh, they come early. Good morning, and good morning, everybody. It's me, it's your girl, it's your Lady Blue. Caller, hold on just one moment. We are starting off our morning on fire. Phone already ringing, already got everything coming in. Yes, that is the way to go. In my Wendy voice, how you doing? All right, we're going to get it going. We're going to get it popping. We're going to get it rocking. And we're just going to talk about a little bit of everything. Good morning, caller. Are you there? Oh, caller hung up on me. Call me back. It's all right. Call me back. We got it going, but we just going to get right on into what we got going on. Listen. Too much of a little bit of everything has been going on in the world today. So we go try to touch a whole lot of different things, but first and foremost, before we do anything else, rest in peace, rest in heaven, rest in love to Nipsey Hussle. That situation has completely and totally rocked the hip-hop community, the music community, the Crenshaw community, the LA community, just the Black community across the board. There's still a whole lot of speculation that is going on. There is still many questions that need to be answered. And the other thing that has to be addressed is the fact that even when they did open the area after having it sealed off for a number of hours, someone still went in there and people got trampled on. There was apparently either a shooting or some stabbing that happened. Come on, people. We have got to do better. I don't know how many ways, or 9 ways to Sunday, people like myself, other radio platforms, other advocates, other entities are telling you all, pull it together. I don't care if you're white, black, Hispanic, polka dot, Latino, German, I don't care what you are. We have got to pull it together. We are, as human beings, we have got to do better. We have got to do so much better. But much love for Nipsey Hussle and his family. And I'm telling you all, he was giving back to the community. He partnered with many of his network to upgrade his neighborhood. He had his own shop in the neighborhood. He employed. He did for those who were down and out. He was giving jobs. He was making sure that the young ones were getting employed and understanding what business was. So there was a lot going on with this young man. For him to be gunned down by somebody, in my opinion, who was jealous of what he had. And I'm gonna stick with that. Hold on. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. This is Brianna Loren.
Well, there you are. I tried to get you the last time, but I guess our voices just didn't match. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am peachy. So tell me. You are now on the Lady Blue radio show, so I'm gonna let you have the mic, and I'm gonna let you tell everybody what it is that you got going on. Go for it.
Like I said, my name is Brianna Loren. I'm an author, a screenwriter, and a filmmaker.
Okay.
I recently released my book, Pretty Pretty Black Girl, which is a poetic book of affirmations for Black girls and women. And I had my book launch here in Greensboro, North Carolina, that had a really good turnout. And we had phenomenal guest speakers that spoke into the lives of all of our guests.
Awesome. So screenwriter, huh? How long have you been doing that one?
I've been screenwriting for probably 2 years. Just writing my own things.
Okay.
But I recently did a short film at the beginning of this month here in Greensboro as well.
Oh, awesome. So you're starting to do film festivals, or have you been doing film festivals?
Just starting to do film festivals.
Okay.
I'm going to enter into some this year, but mostly for next year.
Awesome. That sounds fantastic. So what brought you into wanting to do screenwriting versus just, books or ebooks or help books? What made screen or film writing more enticing?
Well, honestly, I have like an equal love for the both of them. I've been doing it since I was little. I used to write plays and things for the neighborhood kids and for my brothers, which they probably hated. They still did it. I did things for like holidays when they would perform. So it's just something that I've been doing forever.
Awesome. So what take us a little bit through the process of screenwriting. What all does it entail? I know it starts from the imagination and the mind, but take us on a little trip through screenwriting.
Well, for me, first it comes to me as like an idea or a story.
Okay.
And then from there I develop the characters or what's gonna happen, like beginning to end, and then I fill in kind of like the middle part. I feel like if you know how it's gonna start and you know where you want it to get or where you want it to end, then you can just fill in the middle, kind of like your life when you set goals and stuff. You know where you want to get.
Right.
And so you're like, okay, now I need to figure out how I'm gonna get there.
Okay.
So
all right.
for me, that's my process, and then I get to writing the dialogue. But I try to develop the story first because it makes it easier for the dialogue to be more realistic.
Okay. And so you're going through this process, and what is your ultimate goal when you finish your story? What do you want to see it on screen? Do you want to see it on like a stage play first? What is your ultimate goal with your writing?
I want to see it on the screen. Okay. I mean, I'm okay with like Netflix or streaming things like Amazon and platforms like that. But there's some movies that when I write them, I know, okay, this is probably going to be on TV. Or this one will probably be on Netflix, or this one will be on the big screen. So depending on the message and how deep or how different it is, that's how I know like where I want to see it.
Okay, ain't nothing wrong with Netflix. Netflix is a huge platform right now.
Yeah.
That is a huge platform right now. So are you working on anything in particular right now?
I am. I'm working on two things actually. One is a partnership with Nordstrom for my book. My book signing in Maryland at the one in Annapolis.
Okay.
So we're working on dates for that. And then another thing I'm working on is a screenplay. And it just kind of delves into mother and daughter relationships in the Black community and healing and forgiveness. So that's what I'm working on now.
Okay, awesome. Is there anyone in the screenwriting community that you admire or look up to, or maybe fashion yourself after a little bit?
Yes, I love Shonda Rhimes.
Okay.
I love her writing. I love how she's able to develop her characters. And then also, of course, director Ava DuVernay. I love her. Really, of course, Spike Lee. I mean, can't go over him.
You could, but you can't.
No. And I was actually taking his master class on the masterclass website.
Okay.
Where you buy like the classes.
Right.
So, I mean, I have so many. It's so hard to name all of them. It's just being able to see how they do things and how they're able to navigate in the industry and just learning from that.
Right. You mentioned some very prominent ones. They're not to go unnoticed, especially Shonda Rhimes, because Shonda is just ABC all over the place. Okay. And if you have not watched the Shonda Rhimes show or TV drama, you are behind the times. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
So
major show.
Yes, major. So you've got the book signing that's coming up. Are you working on another screenplay right now?
Another screenplay, yeah, the one that has to do with mothers and daughters.
Okay, that one that you mentioned. So nothing beyond that one. Nothing beyond that one.
Nothing beyond that one.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I'm always thinking and working on something. Actually, one just came to me the other day, and my husband's like, "Okay, I'm like, I have another idea.
Okay.
I haven't finished the other one yet."
Yeah, that's a writer disease right there. You're in the middle of one thing and 12 other ideas come up, and you got to find a whole other book to go write it down in, so you don't lose your idea.
Yeah.
So, how does your family feel about your writing? Does your family support your writing?
Yes, they support my writing, especially my husband. But as I was growing up, and I always, was writing or thinking of different stories or telling stories. Like my parents, my grandma, my great grandma, they were all very supportive. They were very encouraging. They would, when I would have like little performances, and I would charge everybody 10 cents per come. Like they would come, they'd bring their tickets. They'd clap, they'd listen, they recorded for me, so I was back on. So yeah, that's very supportive and extremely proud of me. They were able to make it to my book launch in North Carolina, even though I'm originally from Maryland and that's where they live. Maryland and Virginia, they all came down here to support me.
That is awesome. Are there any other writers in your family besides you?
My mom,
Okay.
she hasn't published anything, but she's an amazing writer. My dad, I didn't even know until I got older that my dad enjoys writing as well.
Okay.
But of course he doesn't really let people read it. But yeah, he enjoys writing as well.
Well, maybe you should surprise mom and dad and just give them their own published copy of their book, and maybe if they see it, they will, be like, okay, okay, this is in writing now. I mean, it's something when you see it in print versus when it's spilling out of your mind and then onto the paper. When you finally get that book in your hand, it's a whole nother level of accomplishment and just wow. And then when people actually read the book and give you the feedback, what's the feedback been like on your books and your screenplays?
The feedback has been like, wow, this is deep, this is amazing, this is needed, this is important, this is what I've been looking for, it's been positive feedback, and it's kind of scary anytime we put something out there for other people to read, especially when you pour so much of yourself into it.
Right.
It's scary because you're like, I don't know if people are going to like it, what they're going to say.
Right.
But the feedback has been really good, and just even at the book launch, I wanted to cry because it was just this overwhelming feeling of like confirmation and okay, this is really what I'm meant to be doing. Okay. So the feedback has been great.
Awesome. Give us a little taste of your one of your books. Give us the storyline of one of your books.
Give you a what?
A little bit of your storyline for one of your books.
Okay, so like I said, it's a poetic book of affirmation, and it's meant to remind us that we're not alone. When I was writing it, I was struggling with depression. I had a son, and I was pregnant with our second child, and I was just going through a lot. It was hard for me to get out of the bed. It was hard for me to see myself as anything really. I just felt like I was lazy, and so these affirmations were things that I've spoken to myself to remind myself that I'm amazing. This is a phase. This is something that I'm going through, but it's something that I can also get through. So it was a healing process. For example, the main thing, the main thing was the depression, and I didn't want that to overcome me.
Right.
And so when I was writing it to people who may have gone through the same thing, or maybe going through the same thing.
Okay.
For example, one of the pages says, "Pretty, pretty black girl, I pray for you, even though we have never met. I pray you realize how powerful you are and that you never forget." So just different things like that. And these are affirmations that people can put around their house.
I like it.
Things that they can,
I like it. Can I go put them around I do that anyway. I put up the little sticky notes everywhere. So when I get up, I'm seeing that positivity when I wake up in the morning. It's already positive enough when you open your eyes and you're above ground anyway. But the positive affirmations do help. Repeat the title of the book again, please.
The title is Pretty, Pretty Black Girl.
Okay. And where can we find that book at?
It's on Amazon. It's on BarnesandNoble.com. It's also on my website, which is www.briannaloren.com, and Loren is Laren.
Okay.
And we're also working on getting them in stores, so you can go to your physical Barnes and Noble and be able to pick up a copy.
Nice. Now, what area do you live in? You're in the Virginia area?
I live in Greensboro, North Carolina.
Okay, North Carolina. Okay. I know where that is. Okay. Been there, done that. Yes, I know where that is. So, your mom, your dad, the influence of writing. Give us a piece of advice that you would give to an up and coming young author, someone who's writing but doesn't, know if their writing should be something that other people should read. Give them a piece of advice as an author.
I would say that everyone has a story, and there's someone who needs to hear yours.
Awesome.
So even if you feel like there's someone else that, someone else wrote about that, okay, but no one's going to write it like you because they don't have your experience. They didn't go through exactly what you went through.
Yes.
And there's someone else that your story is going to speak to. So don't be afraid to write it. Don't be afraid to publish it. Don't be afraid to share it because someone needs to hear your story. Someone needs to know that there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes. Awesome piece of advice. Love it. So are you have kids, right?
Yes,
Okay.
I have 2 kids.
And are they writing or are they drawing or what is their art or performing art direction? What are they doing?
Well, my son Demetrius, he's 2, he's about to be 3. He's pretty hilarious. I feel like that is his gift, and but at a young age, he's very dramatic and he likes to act and he likes to say the things from that he sees in his little kids movies and stuff.
Okay.
So which just reminds me of myself at that age or even older. Those are the things that I was doing. And my daughter Bella, she's 9 months,
so we have yet to figure that one out. Okay. All right, but it's awesome that you have that family support. It's been in your family, and your writing and your screenplays and your all that is getting noticed. So I commend you on that, and thank you for the piece of advice that you gave to the up and coming authors, because every now and then, I know I went through it trying to figure out if somebody was actually going to read what I put down, and believe it or not, they read what you put down, because like you said, somebody somewhere needs to hear that story, and you just never know who it's going to be. So thank you so much for sharing a little bit of your writing and whatnot. Where can people find you on social media?
I'm on Instagram under Brianna Loren, which is BriannaLaren. And I'm also the same on Facebook, Brianna Loren, but you might have to put author so you can find me. So Brianna Loren, author. author.
Okay, all right, awesome. We will make sure to put that up on the Lady Blue Talk Radio group page. But Brianna, thank you so much for taking us a small portion of your day and giving us a little bit about you, what you do, how it's going. I'm going to go find Pretty Little Black Girl, and I'm going to go and put that in my library. I definitely want to put that in my library. And I just appreciate what you do. And if nobody else has told you, which I'm sure they have, but I'm going to tell you anyway, I love you.
Oh, thank you.
You are welcome. You are welcome. Well, enjoy your day and don't be a stranger to the Lady Blue Radio Show, okay?
Okay.
All right. Have a good day. All right, y'all. That was Brianna Loren, and we're going to put her information up on the Lady Blue Talk Radio group page here shortly during the break. We're not to the break yet, okay? But I do want to go back and revamp a few things in regards to what I said a little earlier about the Nipsey Hussle thing. It was they suspected the loud bang was gunshots. It has not been confirmed that that's what it was, but there was helicopter video. There's a lot of video that's being put out in regards to the Nipsey Hussle situation. They have a suspect in custody. LAPD is dealing with this. There's a lot of information that's being put in, and all of it needs to be sorted through and made sense of before we all jump to conclusions, so to speak. Okay, so that's the thing. But still, if you're in the music world, if you're in the African American community, if you're in the Crenshaw area, it's rocking and it's reeling right now, because this is just something that hit home hard for this one, because this young man, and he was working on a documentary about Dr. Sebi. And I went and I did a little research on Dr. Sebi. If you haven't had a chance, all you got to do is put in Dr. Sebi in Google, and it will pull up his website, and you will be able to read the story. You will be able to read about his research into herbology. You'll be able to delve into a whole lot of what Dr. Sebi was about. And I found it amazing that a lot of people did not know that this man was taken to court over his claims of curing someone of HIV. Okay, that he had the cure for AIDS, that he went through all these things. And then you have to remember there's a number of noted celebrities that were followers and patients of Dr. Sebi. Good morning to you, those of you who have joined us on the Facebook Live. I appreciate you all. So he was working on that, and we all know that Nick Cannon has vowed to continue and complete the documentary. And I'm seeing your comments. I see you, Yusef. You're saying, okay, the LGBTQ community is being very disrespectful to Nipsey Hussle. Tell me how, because I haven't read that one yet. There's so much there's so much news that's just flying in about what the Nipsey situation, that it's hard to keep up with it. And I would love to find out what's going on with that one. I really would love to find out what's going on with that one. But again, this is just a situation that is huge. It hasn't necessarily blown up, but it is big due to the fact of who he was and what he was doing. And he wasn't doing anything to draw the attention of I want to say police and being served, under surveillance and things like that. This was a young man who opened a clothing store. This was a young man that bought back certain blocks and certain houses and revamped community and did things like that. So, and he was always willing to do for someone. That's one thing that I noted about Nipsey Hussle. He was always willing to do for someone. He's also a Grammy-nominated artist. If you've never listened to any of his music, take time, sit down, listen. Because sometimes people tend to misconstrue and misrepresent hip-hop and R&B and rap music. Messages were given by this young man. He had a foresight. He had what we call in a third eye. Much like Prince. Prince had that third eye. He was seeing things that the rest of us have not opened our minds or are being to. So, okay, Yusuf, they're saying he's a toxic male over his stance on loving women only. Well, that's a shame, because that's his stance. That's him. Why would you put yourself in the middle of that? Why? I'm not going to say that I understand the LGBTQ community's viewpoint on that because I don't. But what I'm saying is, he's a man. He was a heterosexual male who loved women. Hello, that was his viewpoint. You cannot, in my opinion, you cannot fault him for being a heterosexual male and wanting to love women only. That's his standpoint. As the LGBTQ community, I'm not going to put my foot anywhere in that because I don't want to misrepresent anyone in that community, because the LGBTQ community falls in under my domestic violence awareness realm. But if a man only wants to love women, that's the man's prerogative. You can't really push him to do anything else if that's where his mindset was. Okay? All right. But continuing to move on, Nipsey was just, to me, he just seemed like a very gentle soul. I wanted, he was a tall individual. He reminded me and y'all don't take this, but he reminded me of a giraffe. He reminded me of a very gentle giraffe. He was just there. He was just very, he was smart. He was verbal, and he was knowledgeable. I really feel for his children. I really feel for his fiance. I feel for the community that he was in and trying to bring up and trying to bring out of that, I want to say, mindset, okay, of what the area that he was in. He was in the Crenshaw area. So, take what you want from that. But Crenshaw is a very vibrant area. If you've never been there, there's parts of Crenshaw, you don't go to. Okay, but Crenshaw in itself is a very vibrant area. Look at the amount of people that came to pay their respects when they found out that he was gone. Look at the amount of people that came. Okay, and it wasn't just one spot. If you went and look at some of the video, there were like there were vigils going on everywhere in that area. So it wasn't his store was the main spot because that's where he lost his life. But they're around the community. And the videos from the reporters of people that, they're saying they had just spoken to them, that he was getting ready to help to employ their child, or he had just given, their son, or whatever the case may be, helping them on towards entrepreneurship or getting them towards college or whatever the case may be. And these are the ones that are getting taken away. Why? Why are we, and I can't say we, let me back that up because I want y'all to jump on me. Why is it the ones that are making the motivated moves and are making the things that are getting ready to change the community, those are the ones that they want to wipe out? That's what I wanted to say. Those are the ones that they want to wipe out. We don't know if it's a government conspiracy. We don't know. They've got a suspect. We don't know if he was enticed by somebody else, or if this was his own mindset, or if he was encouraged by someone else. We don't know that yet. So a lot of the jumping to conclusions, we need to stop. Just pull back just a second. But somebody out there knows something. That's a guarantee. The videos that have been popping up, it was very hard to watch the one, even though it was very, very blurry. The one that TMZ put out from the cameras of his shooting, and you really don't want to call that his shooting because it wasn't his. It's not like he woke up that day saying, I'm going to go and get shot today. No. If that was something on his mind as he went through life, we don't know what his day-to-day was. But for those of us on the outside looking in, we knew that he was in the community. We knew that he was doing something to better the community. We knew he was giving back to the community. We knew his music was out there winning him accolades and things like that. We knew he was all about his family, his children. He was all about getting the right story to the public, hence the Dr. Sebi documentary. So y'all support that. Let's support that. Make sure you support the Dr. Sebi documentary. And again, just look up Dr. Sebi on Google and read about Dr. Sebi. They talked about him on the Breakfast Club, how this man at his age, okay, before he even started dealing with herbs and research and things like that, he was dealing with asthma. He was dealing with obesity. He was dealing with other things that ail and hinder African Americans. Okay, so that's why he made it his point to do herbal research. And in doing that herbal research, he, in a sense, cured himself. And like they were saying on the Breakfast Club, and I hope they pull up that video, if they have that video, of Dr. Sebi at his age doing what he when you can take a standing jump onto from your knees to onto a 3-foot table, you got some stamina in you, okay? We need to get rid of the processed foods. We need to say it. And I know we're drawn in because the average American eats at least anywhere between 5 to 10 pounds of sugar a year. A year. That's between sodas, processed foods, candy, okay, all of these different things. And I'm learning with, the fact that I've been through surgery and things like that. I never stopped to think about the amount of sugar or things that were in the food that I was eating. Never stopped to think about it. And now on a different role with putting things in my body I can pronounce, putting things in my body that I know what it is, putting things in and being willing to try something different, a different spice like cardamom or I've gotten turmeric into my life, or, I have a love for curry foods now, steaming or air frying or roasting or, grilling, those, it puts a different taste on food versus slapping it in a bunch of oil and then calling it a day. Okay. Yes, he was. Dr. Sebi was well about that. You're right. He was about changing the mindset of his peers. Yes. And that's why Nipsey Hussle and Dr. Sebi, he had that. He wanted people to see that. Thank you for that, Cherie. I appreciate that. Thank you, Yusuf, for your input into that. I appreciate y'all. This is what I like when y'all interact with me like that. A few of the other things that I want to bring up, there's a lot of things that are going on, but really quick, I want to bring to your attention Saturday, April 13th from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. PNB Rock, Young Moose, and Tado, 1113 Entertainment in Cancun Cantina present PNB Rock, Young Moose, and Tado, also performing Pablo Dosha. Okay, Saturday, April 13th at the Cancun Cantina, and tickets are available on www.1113entertainment.com. 11 is spelled out, 13 are the numbers, entertainment is spelled out.com, and it is hosted by Lil Black, the CEO, and Logan H. James, and there's going to be music by DJ Red. So keep your eye and your ear plastered right here to WMSK Online Radio on an opportunity to get tickets for this event. So I will share that with you. And the address, I should tell you, the address of the Cancun Cantina is 7501 Old Telegraph Road. So it is also sponsored by WMSK, the Cancun Cantina, DTLR, Villa, and 1113 Entertainment. So I'll make sure that I get that flyer on the Lady Blue Radio Show page as well as the Talk Radio Group. Guys, we've got a whole lot to talk about. We've talked, again, condolences, prayers, and everything to the family of Nipsey Hussle. That's going to be an event all in itself when the funeral happens. But just keep in mind, don't jump to conclusions unless you have all the facts, okay? Because there's still a whole lot coming in with the suspect, with what may or may not be behind it. There's a lot of conspiracy theories out there. There's a whole lot going on. So just keep your ears and your mind open and research. Please just don't take what you see for fact, because that's not how it should work, ladies and gentlemen. Don't ever take what somebody just says to you for fact. Please don't do that, because you shorten yourself if you do. Okay, you really shorten yourself if you do. Other than that, we're going to go ahead and cut over to commercial break. We're going to pay the piper. We're going to come back, and we're just going to jump into a few other things that are going on. We're going to talk about some positive news. I'm going to shout out some birthdays. I'm going to give you a few more business tips, and we're just going to keep it rocking and rolling on the first show in April of the Lady Blue Radio Show. Man, it just goes by so quick. Join me on Facebook Live. Head on over to YouTube and give me a thumbs up and a hello. And we're going to come back and we're going to keep it rolling here. I appreciate y'all. So just come on back to the home of Cheryl Underwood Radio and the Lady Blue Radio Show. That's WMSKOnlineRadio.com, where talk radio just keeps getting better. I love it. Don't go nowhere. All right, y'all. Good morning to everybody. Thank you for being here. I appreciate y'all. I really, really do. We're going to talk about several things. Trust and believe on that one, because there's just a lot that is going on.
Yo, it's Divinity Rocks, and you were listening to the Lady Blue Radio Show live on WMSKOnlineRadio.com. Talk radio, just that better. WMSKOnlineRadio.com. Commercial free 24/7. Yo, what's up? This is Kate Anderson, CEO and founder of Coliseum Media. You are now tuned in to the Lady Blue Radio Show live on WMSK Online Radio. We'll talk radio just like that.
that one's just up in the air, Mr. Boyd. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about whatever that was that happened at East Point Mall and the same thing that happened down at the harbor, apparently. So, there's a whole lot of speculation on that one. So,
Don't make a move without contacting Focus Movers. They offer affordable moving rates, fast and reliable service, fully equipped state-of-the-art trucks, locally owned and operated, a 24-hour call center. You give them a call. Do it today. 443-506-7905. Don't make a move without Focus Movers. 443-506-7905. Free moving quotes, commercial and residential, full service moves, local and long distance. Last second emergency moves can be done too. They are fully licensed and insured. Call them at 443-506-7905.
hello. Thank you for joining me. We're going to be back on the air in a minute.
www.focusmovers.com. Don't make a move without calling Focus Movers.
That's my girl Jada Lioness. She got some new stuff that's gonna be coming out, so y'all gonna have to keep your eyes and your ears open because the Goddess MC is on the move. So make sure that you pay attention to the Lady Blue Talk Radio group page.
The views and opinions that are expressed on WMSKOhioRadio.com are those of the guests, hosts, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its management, hosts, or advertisers. The shows founded on WMSKOhioRadio.com can promote any lifestyle, beliefs, religion, political affiliation, or personal practice. These shows are for entertainment only. Thanks for listening. Picasso Cuts Barbershop, located 7171 Security Boulevard, Baltimore, Maryland, 21244.
I have been watching a lot of videos trying to learn some new stitches, and a lot of these are stitches that I already know for crochet. For those of you who don't know, I crochet. But a lot of these stitches, they're the same. They just take the patterns in different directions. I've never been one really on the directions. I love to watch the videos though because that's how I learn.
it off and start over. Shake it off and start over again. Shake it off and start over again.
I hope y'all enjoying the music. We had Jay Sully, this my boy Gorgonist, and we got Kojo coming up. So we're playing a lot of the local music. If you are a local artist, producer, musician, singer, you create beats, whatever it may be, Lady Blue wants you for her show. You gotta contact me though. You gotta contact ladyblue17@gmail.com. That's LADYBLUU17@gmail.com. And find out what the information is so that you can get your music played on my show.
Your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-639-8620. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It'll be towed away for free. And you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car. And as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now. Call 1-800-639-8620. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now. 1-800-639-8620. That's 1-800-639-8620.
You know what's everything's like? Welcome to New Age Hicksville. Big over there. I ain't ready. I'm still keep people to the way. Ready. Now I ain't with what's the way. What I am from the way.
Well, hello, hello, hello. Thank you for joining me. We're going to be back on air live in just a moment. It's a headache. All right.
Hey, this is your friendly neighborhood diva, Sin Diva, and you are listening to the Lady Blue Show live on WMSKOnlineradio.com. Talk radio just got better.
All right, everybody. We are back. We are live with the Lady Blue Radio Show and your girl, your fave blogger, Lady Blue, right here on the home of Cheryl Underwood Radio, WMSKOnlineradio.com, where talk radio just keeps getting better. Make sure you're following us on Instagram and Twitter. Lady Blue is all across social media, but we'll get to that later. Right now, I want to make sure you have got urban reality news right in your hand. That is right. Excuse me. State versus Us magazine, highlighting high-profile cases, wrongfully convicted stories, corruption in the prison system and police department, success stories of former inmates, entertainment, and more. You can get your copy today at stateversususmag.com. That's stateversusmag.com. We're on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And if you have a story to tell, want ad space, or want a feature, you can email us at stateversususmag@gmail.com. That's stateversususmag@gmail.com. And if you are on Facebook Live, you are seeing the premiere issue cover of the first State versus Us magazine, which celebrated its 1-year anniversary not too long ago. That has the owner and founder of, CEO of WMSKOnlineradio.com, Ms. Connoisseur herself, Tia Hamilton, with the article written by yours truly, Boss Brand, is there right next to her pretty shining face. And issue number 2 has my son, the New York General, on the cover. Issue number 3 is a dual cover that has Nell the comedian on one side and Wallow 267 on the other. And issue number 4. Oh my gosh, issue number 4. Yes, sir. You can pre-order your copy of issue number 4 right now. Go on over to the website, do what you got to do, pre-order your copy, because Freeway Ricky Ross is on the cover. That's right. Ms. Connoisseur sat down with Freeway Ricky Ross and got the 411. So y'all need to get with it and get that premiere issue in your hand. I'm telling y'all right now. Now, the other thing that I do want to mention is there's a show for everybody on WMSK Online Radio, something from Sunday through Saturday. So make sure that you are tuned in. You've got things like late night cupcaking, spiritual nourishment, which are all Cheryl Underwood. You've got Team Truth. You've got The Vault. You've got Open Wide with Neek. You've got Between Friends. You have got True Grit, Uncut Sports Talk, Pastor's Wife, Covenant Connection coming up tomorrow morning. You've got a show for everybody. So keep it locked right here, WMSKOnlineradio.com. You can listen live or you can download the free app and take us with you on the go. So if you can't sit at your computer, you can at least take us with you while your walk, your lunch break, your gym break, your coffee break, whatever break you got, just don't break nothing while you're doing it. Okay? Now, Lady Blue is also across social media, but like I said, we'll get to that later. If you're on Facebook Live, you are seeing my fabulous hair right now, and I want to give a shout out to Royal Manifestations LLC, who I will be seeing later this evening to get my hair redid. Okay, your natural hair fashionista right there, Miss Yvonne Unique. also with homemade jewelry, waist beads, natural oils, things like that. So if you're into the natural hair scene, get and tell her Lady Blue sent you. Okay, all right. With all of that other fun stuff that's going on, all that other fun stuff that's going on. Listen, a lot of people have been talking about the keto diet. I just wanted to bring up this really quick because the keto diet is like becoming the next biggest phase or fad. Okay, I don't like to call them diets. It's when you decide to change the way you eat, you're changing your lifestyle. Dieting is one of those things you do for a short amount of time and you go back to doing what you were doing before. Keto, paleo, any of those things that you do is a lifestyle change. I had bariatric surgery, okay? And it was a lifestyle change. I had to reintroduce myself to food. So I have been doing an intermittent fast for this past week, okay? Starting my mornings off, and I got to document it today, with an 8-ounce cup of celery juice. Celery juicing has been a latest craze too. A lot of people have been doing the celery juicing, and everybody's got different effects when it comes to the celery juicing. As for me, not so much. And it's probably because I've reintroduced myself to a lot more vegetables and a lot more, variety in terms of what I eat, a lot less processed. The only thing that really, really gets me right now where I'm at with my bariatric surgery, and I'm just 20 pounds short of 100 pounds, okay, is the sugar craving is high. Now, it's my understanding that if your sugar craving is high, that means you got too many carbs going on in your diet. So that's why I'm doing the intermittent fasting. Carbs for me have to be under 30. Sugar has to be less than 10 grams of sugar. So you can imagine what I'm eating on a daily basis, okay? Lots of water, lots of fluid, and you actually can do a lot of the water drinking. I'm telling you, you can. I managed to put down 128 ounces, which is a gallon, just over a gallon, of water a day. That's a lot of water, but it can be done. You can get an app that will remind you to drink 8 ounces of water, 10 ounces of water, however many ounces of water that you plan on drinking, and to do that every hour. And you can get that down. It can be done. In an 8-hour day, 10 ounces, well, it's not every hour, I'm sorry. Every 10 minutes, it'll ask you to drink so much water. 8 ounces, 10 ounces. For us bariatric people, we don't want to gulp the water because it'll feel like it's sitting up in our chest if we do. But every 15, 20 minutes, this app will remind you to drink your water. It'll get on your nerves, but it'll remind you to drink your water. And before you know it, by the time 5, 6 o'clock rolls around, you have actually drank the amount of water according to your body weight when you put your information in this app. So it's wonderful. When it comes to keto, research what you're doing. A lot of what keto is high fat, low carb, okay? Paleo is putting, of course, in more fat. You're going more natural with paleo. A lot of these things you can incorporate into your daily diet, okay? With eggs and with, you can have bacon. You can have all these different things. You just have to be cognizant of the ingredients of what you're putting in, resulting I changed a while ago from enriched and bleached flour, and yes, it's bleached. When they say bleached, it's bleached, people, which means you're ingesting bleach, okay, to unbleached flour, and now resorting to almond flour, coconut flour, rice flour, the lighter flours that don't weigh so much, okay? As an African-American female, heart disease, hypertension is a big thing in the African-American community. High salt intake, I cook not with any salt, period. I use pink Himalayan salt if I use any salt whatsoever, or sea salt if I use any salt whatsoever, and sometimes kosher salt. You will be amazed. You don't need a lot. And then you leave the salting to other people, but don't invite them to taste the food first before they drown it in salt. Because a lot of people, they're so into the salt that they don't taste any of the other ingredients, because there's other things in there like garlic, and there could be rosemary, thyme, sage, there could be curry, there could be ginger, there could be cardamom, there could be clove, there could be so many different ingredients that that tease the palate, but because you drown it in salt, you have no clue what you're eating because all you want is salt. Pepper, white pepper versus ground black pepper, completely different. White pepper is hotter. Okay, you learn these things. I watch a lot of cooking shows. I've been watching a show on Netflix that gives you the different things that I recognize a lot of things that my son didn't recognize. It's like, Mom, how do you know about that? It's because I pay attention to food. I'm a food person. I'm a foodie. Okay, so a lot of those things. And it was interesting that a little survey came across social media today and it says, "What is your go-to?" And yes, Lady Blue is saying this. What is your go-to after sex? What is the thing you think about after sex? And the majority of the people on that survey said food. I think about food. Okay. I want to eat. Something in me is just like, I need to resustain, okay, if I'm going to eat. Yeah, food. Think about food. Anyway, let me get off that kick. I think about food, period. Okay. So let me do a couple of birthday shout outs because we do have some birthdays. I want to give a happy birthday again to my sissy, Teresa Jones in DC. Happy birthday, sis. I love you. Let's see. Who else we got that's got a birthday today? We got Sherry Werther. We got Karma Obikio. I hope I pronounced that right, Karma. I got Avril Booty. I've got Marcus Wright. Happy birthday to all of you. If you're enjoying your birthday today, anniversary, whatever it is, celebrate it right, celebrate it blessed, and do it legally, okay? Please do it legally. We have recent birthdays of Jason Newton Wright and John F. Harris as Bishop Harris. And we've got some upcoming birthdays as well. Ooh, Earl Collins Jr., go ahead, my friend. We got some birthdays coming up. Yes, sir. Even Mama Dina. Mama Dina, that's my girl right there. Got her birthday coming up on Sunday. So we got a lot of things that are happening. And my boy up in Philly, Philadelphia 215, celebrating his birthday. So happy birthday to all of you. I want to give a happy born day to all of the babies that have been born recently and all of the mamas that have found out that they're pregnant again. Okay. Congratulations to all of you, those that are expecting soon. I wait to find out, boy, girl, indifferent, whatever it is, whatever you're getting, you're blessed. I want to commend some of these mamas that have just recently had babies, because I know my dear friend Stephanie Randall, I said she had a linebacker, 12 pounds, 13 ounces. Yes, and even the nurse in the video said that child was writing checks inside paying his mama. He was a big boy and a beautiful one at that. So congratulations, Stephanie, on the birth of your son, and congratulations again to Queen Fiend on the birth of her son. So yes, there's a lot of babies that are coming into the world. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to give a shout out to all of my followers on there, on Facebook Live and on YouTube. I know y'all are over there on YouTube. Step on over there. I've shared the link. So make sure you go on over there and drop me a little love on YouTube, please, to let everybody know that I am alive and breathing over there on YouTube, which I is, okay? Which I is. Other than that, excuse me. Let's get into some other news, shall we? Let's get into some other news. We have a few things going on the positive side. Visit the Lady Blue positive page if you want to get anything on some positive things that are going on around the world. And believe me, there are some positive things that are going on, excuse me, around the world. Let me pull up some posts here. I just posted recently about the Norfolk PD, who put together their own little dance video, and every last one of them up in there got some ribbon. The new Norfolk Police Department, thank you for that ray of sunshine that I got this morning, okay? Shout out to a young man who is an entrepreneur and has a Black-owned mobile barbershop, just like Uber, but for haircuts. So you can hop on in there and while you drive around, or you stay stationary and get your haircut. Yes, yes, yes. So we got that. We have a young man by the name of Easton King, a 12-year-old with neuromuscular disease, who had the chance to join via Make-A-Wish, join an NBA team. Okay, child has been in a wheelchair since he was 2, but he went to see his favorite player, Giannis Antetokounmpo. I don't know if I pronounced that right. I'm not into basketball, but I know I pronounced his first name right because I hear it all the time, Giannis. So he got to go and see him, and the family got to spend the whole entire day with a 7-foot-tall Milwaukee Bucks player. Oh my gosh, 7 feet. I haven't seen that much height in a man since Alonzo Mourning, and I saw him up close and met him in his college days. But anyway, Gianni did a windmill dunk for him and then pointed at him and said that dunk was for him. The 12-year-old signed a one-day honorary contract with the Bucks and got his own jersey, which was signed by Gianni and the team. So that was a blessing. Now moving on, we have a monk, Kenyan teacher that was just named best teacher in the world. Peter Tabachi won the coveted Global Teacher Prize this past Saturday at a ceremony in Dubai. The 36-year-old teaches science at a school in Kenya where the student-teacher ratio is 58 to 1. He gave most of his earnings to the poor. There was $1 million prize that came with this, but 95% of his pupils come from poor families. Almost a third are orphans or have only one parent, and many go without food at home. Okay? Some of the students have to walk 4 miles to get to school along roads that become impassable when it's raining. So you think you got struggles? The school has no library, no laboratory, one computer, and a poor internet connection. Okay, but these children still come to school. Despite the lack of resources, he has improved the school's pupils' achievement, and now they qualify for national and international competitions. He took the $1 million prize money and plans to improve the school and feed the poor. So he's going to make sure that these children have. That is selfless. Thank you, Peter, for your selfless act. I truly, truly appreciate that. And that is a definite feel-good story right there. We had another one about a retired police officer whose partner always had his back, and she made sure to do it even in his retirement. He had a lifelong kidney disease, was on the waiting list for a kidney, and she was on the list and found out that she was a match, so she donated her kidney to her former partner. So that right there is a blessing in itself. Another positive story. Y'all going over there to the Lady Blue positive page. All you got to do is look for Lady Blue. Can't miss my logo, and read some of these positive stories. They will make your day. One of the places that I do visit is called The Uplift, which has a number of positive stories. They put them all on social media, but if you ever want to just go and just feel good for about 10, 15, 20 minutes, go on over there. Another story is about a 91-year-old man who comes to a train station over in London and plays the piano in the train station. His name is Dennis. He goes to London St. Pancras train station every week to play the piano. Normally he's by himself, but one day a young lady who's part of a performing arts group, currently on tour with the musical Cats, saw him playing Memories, so she decided to sit beside him and sing the song Memories with him, which basically made his day. Well, guess what? He was back there next week. They were walking through that same week. They met, and everybody was so giddy to see each other. And her name is Cecily O'Connor. And they reunited, and they sang once again there in the train station. So he has a fan club, okay, in the ensemble for the musical Cats in London. So that is just a beautiful story in itself. Another one is about a young man who his mother calls him a gentle giant because he suffers with, not suffers, he has nonverbal autism, okay? But as a child, he outgrew his beloved swing set that a handyman had given him, and his legs basically got too long. He started getting cuts and bruises from swinging because that was what he would do. Kobe is his name, was very upset that he couldn't swing. So his mom reached out to several contractors, but were rejected because they could not, and I repeat, could not build a swing set big enough to accommodate him. But then she came across Mr. Handyman in Knoxville, Tennessee, who made sure that the swing set he built was sturdy enough for the 200-pound Kobe, and it was extra big so his legs wouldn't drag. So Kobe was thrilled, but mom was a little frantic about the cost. The handyman donated the swing set for free. Kobe, when he got the swing set, swung from the minute he was told he could get on it until the sun came down. And he smiled, and he just, just enjoyed this gift from a stranger. And it is a beautiful story. So you need to go and you need to see that video because it will make your day. Okay. And then they had another story of a mom that cried tears of joy when her 3-year-old son finally, got to finally see the world for the first time. He got a pair of glasses. Now, you don't think glasses are a big, huge thing. Okay. I know for me, I like having my glasses because I like to see where I'm going. But imagine a 3-year-old that has not seen the world before. The world's been completely blurry. He doesn't know a tree from a bench from a sidewalk. And he gets glasses that allows him to see. The mom was in tears because all he could do was just jump around and was just excited and walked up to everything and just skipped and played and all that. Oh, it's just so heartwarming. It's not even funny. You have to go and see that video. There's another video about a dad who spent months secretly painting his daughter as Mona Lisa. And it's a beautiful painting. I can't even explain that story. You have to see that one. The painting is absolutely gorgeous. You have to go and see that painting just to see the artwork and the love of a father who, just saw his daughter as his Mona Lisa. So it was an absolutely beautiful story with that. I do want to bring to your attention the fact that we've recently had some parents and a parent and a student who committed suicide that were involved in some way in the mass shootings. The student was a student down at the Florida school that went through that mass shooting. She survived the shooting, but she was diagnosed with PTSD and a couple other things. It was just too much for her, and she took her life. There was a father who was the father of a 6-year-old that was shot and killed at Sandy Hook. He was found deceased in his apartment. The overwhelming feeling of not having your child, those things like that. I can't even begin to imagine how they felt. But to lose a child as a parent, I don't know what I would do. When you see the progression of life and it should be you that, your children should be laying you to rest. It should not be the other way around. But we also have to understand God has his plan. And I don't want that to sound rude. I want you all to understand that I don't want to put anything on anybody to make them stave off. But you know what? God knows what he's doing. Okay? God knows what he's doing. You may question, you may wonder why, you may feel disgusted by some of the things that are being done. But the thing about God is God never is short of love, compassion, and understanding. So please understand that one if you understand nothing else. Okay? Why did that even pop back up in there? I love my job. Anyway, a couple of the other things that are going on. Like I said, I got so much that's going on. We've got news everywhere. Let's just talk a little teensy bit about this Mueller report. The Mueller report. I said to myself 2 months ago, and I also mentioned to my husband, there's something else that's coming with this Mueller report. Because first of all, that letter that the Attorney General wrote came way too fast. That's one, way too fast. Okay? Then we found out that the report was 300 some odd pages, possibly 400. As fast as that letter came out, and you mean to tell me that William Barr sat down and read, and I'm telling you as a former government worker, they don't write nothing simple. So if you can breeze through a 400 page politically laden report in less than 24 hours, more power to you, because those things will put you to sleep. Okay? They will put you to sleep. So I don't believe he read the report. I believe he fashioned that document based on his conversations with Mueller because he had worked with Mueller before. And we need to remember that a Republican appointed a Republican that appointed a Republican to do this investigation. Now, that's nothing against Mueller, and that's nothing against the others that were appointed. The point of the matter right here being is the way that the situation came out and the way that the situation went down, something's being hidden. And you can't say otherwise. Look at the actions, look at the body language, look at the verbiage, look at everything that's going on. Measures are being taken to hide what is obviously a crime. I didn't say collusion, I said a crime, okay? Presidents dating back to Richard Nixon have released their tax records. Why is it that nobody is under audit that long? Nobody is under audit that long. Audit or not, your tax records can be released. They went over legal formalities last night on the news. If anybody watches the news, they went over legal formalities. And the way that Elijah Cummings is doing this, they have every legal right to ask for his tax returns. Now, they're also stating that they stated that they will give the tax returns, they just want to be subpoenaed first. So the way it's being put out is that this is a friendly subpoena. Friendly or not, turn the things over, okay? While you're at it, why don't you ask for those of Donald Trump Jr. and his brother Eric and Ivanka, and let's just get the whole family over with, because there's some dirty dealings that are going on there. Agree with me or not. I'm not here to pick sides. I'm not here to choose sides. You've got to open your mind and look at the situation as it is. When you just buy into what's being said because it sounds good to you and that's what you want to hear, that means that you are not paying attention to fact. You have your rose-colored glasses on. That's basically what that means. Your rose-colored glasses are on because this is what you want to hear. This is what you need to hear. Remember, this is a man that wants to wipe out your health care, okay? This is also a man who, if you watch his actions as of late, he wants to close the border. Think North Korea, dictatorship. He wants to tell the news, the TV stations who they can and can't bring on TV, dictatorship. He wants to tell you whether or not it's good or bad according to his judgment, dictatorship. You've got to look at past dictators, look at current dictators. What are they doing? They're telling their people where they can and where they can't go, what they can and they can't do, what they can and they can't watch, who can and can't be on television, who's going to be a star and who can't be a star. This is not a popularity contest. This is our well-being and our freedom that this man is messing with. And until we get that through our thick heads, we are going to continue this back and forth, this up and down. The legality and the correctness of it is what everybody wants to throw to the side because they want the feel good. Forget the feel good. You need to have the correctness and the legality of the situation in order for it to be right. It may not be all the way right, but to be right. He's screwing our veterans left and right, okay? The pre-existing conditions, if you were born with this condition, okay, and it's found out later on, how are you going to short somebody health care because of that? Remember I said it was last year when I stated that many people, when all of that stuff was going on with Kavanaugh and all these others that were going through sexual allegations and things like that, remember, that's when insurance companies had started turning down, doing research on their female insurers, and most of them were losing their housing insurance, their health insurance, their life insurance, because they didn't want to insure somebody that was in a domestic situation. They didn't want to insure someone that was in a domestic situation. They had been out of these situations for years. But because they went digging into their past, they figured, oh, well, I can't insure this person, even though they're viable, they're making money, they've been living right, and all this other thing. You can't predict if you're going to have cancer. You cannot predict if you're going to have high blood pressure. You cannot predict if you're going to have hypertension. You can do everything right in your diet and you're living in the world, and something will still come upon you, and then what? Folks, get your ducks in order. I'm telling you, get your ducks in order. Get your ducks in order. A couple things coming up here locally. Saturday, April 6th is 2-in-1 casting call for One Runway Liberia and register for Finding Ashley Stewart Contest 2019. That is taking place, let's see, at Mondawmin Mall. Okay, more details are coming soon, but it is going to be on the 6th of April, the Runway Liberia International 5th edition, Baltimore, Maryland, is going to be held on June 22nd, 2019. So if you're a model, anything like that, keep your eyes and your ears open for that. If you're looking for, they're doing that casting call right there. So please, try to take advantage of that. There's a lot of things that are going on. Who is it? Michael Irvin. Michael Irvin had a health scare there for a minute. And not to take away from Uncut Sports Talk, but Michael Irvin had a health scare, was in the hospital, thought he had cancer, and he came back cancer-free. So, that's a blessing for Michael Irvin, but don't take your health for granted, ladies and gentlemen. Please don't take your health for granted. Don't take your health for granted. If you're making a lifestyle change, trust me, it takes work. I want to speak to some of you that may have had bariatric surgery, who are considering bariatric surgery, who may be my twin or partner in the fact that we've already had the surgery. It is not an easy way out, okay? It is a process to get to that point. It is a process through the surgery, and it's a process after. You cannot go back to your regular lifestyle after. You cannot. It is a lifestyle change. The exercise, the watching what you eat, the how much you eat. What I've noticed lately is that some of the support groups that I'm in, they have a thing where people are asking where to get the cards that you would give out at a restaurant, allowing you to eat from the children's menu when you're at a restaurant, because some restaurants will not allow adults to eat from the children's menu. But these cards tell the waiter or waitress that this individual just had surgery and they can only hold so much food. So if you will allow them to order from the menu, the children's menu, apparently restaurants are accepting this card. Here's the thing that I want to say. You can use that card if you know you have no willpower about yourself whatsoever. Okay, I myself, this is the way it works for me. It's a change. You have to work through the change. You know what you can and you can't eat, and what you should and you shouldn't put in your body. When you go out to eat, you can order a regular meal. Order a regular meal. There's nothing wrong with it. Watch what you're ordering, of course. You order that regular meal, and then you ask for a to-go box at the same time. And what you do is you ask for a to-go box and a smaller plate. You take that smaller plate and you portion out what you know you can eat onto that smaller plate, making sure that you have your protein, your veggies, and a small amount of carbs, those three things. Once you have those three things, you take the rest of it and you put it in the to-go box. And guess what? You have just taken care of what you can eat right there while saving yourself something for dinner, maybe lunch later the next day. Leftovers are your friend if you've had bariatric surgery. They are your friend. Because you can make a meal from a restaurant as big as they are, that can last you for at least 2-3 days. Lunch and dinner. Okay, because by the time you finish the last portion, you ain't gonna want to eat nothing like that for a while. So you move on to the next thing. That's the beauty of it. So, take that into consideration when you go out. You can do that as a grown person. Nobody said you have to sit there and eat that big old Hawaiian saucer full of food. The way they make these portions, no wonder obesity is so high in the United States. We've got to change the way we look at food, the way we eat food, all of those things. So don't just sit down and just start shoveling food in your face because it looks good and it tastes good and it feels good and you're getting that moment of comfort. Okay, that's why they call it comfort food. You're getting that moment of comfort. And so in that moment of comfort, you're not really thinking about how much you're eating. You're just thinking about how good you feel. It's the different chemicals that go off in your brain, which is why most people can't stop eating. Most people just, they have a thing for sweets and sugar. Most people just have a thing for like eating a lot of hamburgers or big sandwiches. There's different chemicals that go off in your brain that cause you to act the way that you do when you sit down with food. Some people are emotional eaters. Some people just eat because they're bored. Some people eat when they sit in front of the television. Some people eat standing up in the kitchen. I told my kids before, your middle name is not elephant. Elephants are the only animals that eat standing up. Giraffes and a few others. But elephants eat standing up, and you are not an elephant. So go sit down. Sit down. Okay? Turn the TV off when you're at dinner. Okay? Turn the cell phones off. Most of us have Xfinity Wi-Fi. Hit that disable on the Wi-Fi and bring everybody's attention to the table. Have a conversation over dinner. Do the same thing with your spouse, your boyfriend, your significant other, your friends. Turn the TV off, okay? For me, when I go out, it's very hard for me to watch the TVs in most of these restaurants because they don't have anything on I want to watch. I know there's sports bars and you go in and you're eating wings and drinking beer and doing all this other stuff. But sometimes that's how they keep you in. That's how they keep you in. So remember this. Remember this. Remember this. It's a lifestyle change. And if you want your lifestyle to be different, you're going to have to change your mindset. And remember, it takes 3 weeks to create a habit, 21 days. So it's going to take that same amount of time to break it. Even if you have the strongest willpower in the world, all you need is one moment of enticement, and it'll cause you to fall backwards. Okay, it's a mindset. It's a challenge. If you feel you're going to go and you're going to get something that you shouldn't have, grab a glass of water, grab a piece of fruit, and you also have to be mindful of fruit. You can sit down and eat fruit. Fruit is good for you, but also remember it's full of natural sugar. So sometimes the overkill on fresh fruit can harm you as well. Nobody said you can't have it. You just got to watch how much of it you have because of the natural sugars in it. And some of these fruits have a lot of carbs, high carb. Okay, so again, it's a lot of things to take into account. I told you I was going to talk about a little bit of everything, and I was not lying. We done hopped all over the board and the map. I do want to make sure y'all know that it's Easter is coming up. And Mother's Day is around the corner, as well as Father's Day. Mother's Day is May 12th. It's a Sunday. We've got Easter coming up, and I just want to make sure that y'all come on and discover your beautiful blue. That's right, with Lady Blue, Beautiful Blue. We have got Easter gift baskets. You can customize your own, or I can put one together for you, and it can be sent and or delivered to the one you love, or you can come pick it up. Either way, okay, you can get everything in it from lotions to body care, to makeup, lipstick, lip gloss, hand care. You can get what you want in it for the one that you love. So come on over and discover your beautiful blue. Head on over to Beautiful Blue on Facebook. You can find it under Lady Blue on Lady Blue One on Instagram, or you can go to my website www.marykay.com/amajor2019, and you can register for free and order the products that you wish to have delivered directly to you. You can put your basket together if that's the way you wish to do it. If you are local and you order more than $50, you will receive a $5 discount. If you order more than $75, it will be a $10 discount. And if you order more than $100, it will be a $20 discount. Yes, you heard it right here. So get those Easter baskets going and put something different in your Easter basket this year. I also want to mention the fact that, the Mother's Day baskets, the mother-to-be baskets, we are coming into prom season. We're coming, weddings are going to be around the corner. Bride-to-be, if you need ideas for your bridal party, spa baskets. Spa baskets, that's right. Beautiful Blue does spa baskets for the bridal party. And we also have 50 Shades is doing a wonderful, excuse me, my voice is really bothering me today. 50 Shades of Blue is doing a really wonderful donation incentive, and I'm going to bring it to y'all's attention here just a second. We want to give to a mother in need. Okay, so the goal is 50 care packages by the end of April. Okay, 50 Shades of Blue, Baltimore Stories of DV Survival is supporting moms dealing with abuse. For every donation, a care package will be put together and donated to local shelters in Baltimore. The goal is to give back as we fall into preparation for the 5th Annual Awareness Conference in October. We already have a $100 donation, which is 4 packages. So we need 46 more packages, okay? And the challenge has been issued by the donor to meet or beat that donation. And you can donate via Cash App at Lady Blue One. That's $Lady LADYBLUU1, or via PayPal. Remember, domestic violence touches many levels in the community, and moms need the opportunity to feel pampered, even if it's just for a moment. When you show you care, the smile can last forever. So join the efforts of myself to lift the spirits of struggling mothers and women in our community dealing with abuse. Become a sponsor for a gift basket going to a member at a local women's shelter. Okay, you have a choice of 2 baskets. They're $35 either way. You can either get the satin set, which is the satin hands nourishing cream, and the satin lips duo, or the glamour kit, which is the ultimate mascara, lip gloss, and satin hands nourishing cream. You can contact me on my website. You can call me at 443-579-5401, or you can just go on over to my website. You can order it and then put in your notes that you want me to donate it to a mom in need. So please take advantage of that. We will be doing that every month up until the event. And we just want to help the moms and the women out there to feel beautiful for just a second. So please take advantage of that quickly. Okay, we already have 4. We need 46 more. 46 more. We're dealing with giving to a mom in need. And 50 Shades of Blue is supporting moms dealing with abuse. So remember, $35 per package. We already have our first $100 donation, which is taking care of 4 packages. We need 46 more packages in order to meet our goal for April. So please, if you have any questions, just hit me up and I'll give you all the information that you need. Okay? $35 a package. You can donate as many packages as you want. Gather your friends, gather your church group, have them donate, and we'll take care of the moms in need. If you have a community that you want to do this for, all you got to do is contact me and we can work all of that out. Other than that, guys, it's coming down to the end of the show. I've had fun. We've talked about a little bit of everything. Thank you to everyone that has joined me on Facebook Live. I appreciate y'all. If you just joined me, just hit the replay button. Enjoy the show. Let me know what you think. Just so much going on. You can find Lady Blue all across social media: Twitter, Instagram, Blast5, LinkedIn, Twitter, all those good places. You can call me to book your spot on the show, 443-579-5401, or you can email me, ladyblu17@gmail.com, LADYBLUU17@gmail.com. And we meet here every Thursday from 9 to 11 a.m. right here on WMSKOnlineRadio.com, where talk radio just got better. But y'all get out there, enjoy this beautiful spring day. It's been a little chilly, but get out there and enjoy the sunshine, the sunlight. When you receive your blessings, make sure you bless somebody else, because you never know. You may be the only Bible or the only good thing that they get for the day. Smile at somebody and pat them on the back and say, I appreciate you, all right? And as I always say right here, weeping may endure for a night, but joy, it does come in the morning. Thank you for joining me on Facebook Live and on YouTube Live. I will catch y'all back here next Thursday, right here, to do the same thing and with a special guest in mind. Y'all have a great one. Peace. All right, y'all. Hey, Milton. Hey, Anthony. Thank you guys for joining me. Remember, keep in mind donating to help a mom who's dealing with abuse. I want to hit my goal of 50 packages. We're just 46 away, so let's do this, right? Let's help a mom. Mom's Day is coming up. Easter's coming up. Those of you who know what it's like when a mom receives a special gift, let's help these moms in shelters across Baltimore deal with that. Other than that, guys, I'll talk to you later. Have a blessed day. Join me for Covenant Connection tomorrow, okay? I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
Can you stop? Can you really stop? Can you kind of rough? Alright. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna slow it down and see if you can step to this one. Another one for the ladies coming from the chocolate factory. It's the pipe of y'all. Your music wonderland. I can wait till I hit the door. Can't wait till your clothes hit the floor. Yeah, you so very warm, my pretty baby. Oh, baby. You should know how I feel.